All right. How you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Why don't you tell us your name and a little bit about yourself?
Jordan Franks. I'm a veteran MMA fighter for about 12 years now. Striker mostly, but pretty good ground game if I do say so myself. A lot of my wins come by that way. People don't like to stand with me still.
So you like grappling most of the time? You like
No,
taking
I
people
just
down?
prepared for it when it happens. I'm a big striker. I do a lot of kickboxing, so that's my preferred method. But I've been known to finish by submission quite a bit just because a lot of guys at the heavyweight weight class don't tend to stand with somebody faster than them.
How long you been? You said 12 years. How many fights have you had?
Oh man, couldn't give you an exact number. It's a lot. I know I hold a pretty big record for most consecutive fights that the commission has allowed. It's about what I can give you for a number wise. I know it's over 40.
Damn, that's crazy. It's a lot of fucking fights.
Yeah.
You probably got
Yep.
more under your belt than a lot of folks out here.
Yeah, that's just MMA, man. Kickboxing, I have probably 10 or 11 as well. Um, just love to scrap.
What area did you start in? Were you like fighting on the street, or a lot of
Um,
people say
I mean,
that?
yeah, like everybody else, you find for your love for fighting early on before you get into the
hmm
sport. Wanted to stay out of trouble, so I made the transition. And my first card uh, just came by me by happenstance. I fought in Sloan, Iowa, and
hmm
won by a armbar that I had learned 2 nights before. So,
Damn. So you think it was luck, or you just remembered that move and you're like, shit, I better pull this one out?
I wrestled when I was younger, and then just kind of learned a little bit of jujitsu just from training with some guys short notice that kind of had an idea. So I mean, I was pretty lucky to remember the little bit of transition that I had picked up a couple days prior. But knowing, the guy's size and everything that I fought at, and that was at 155 pounds. That was a long time ago. So knowing, the guy's size in comparison to mine, I knew exactly what type of fighter he was when he came out. So I would say it's a combination of luck and, kind of a little bit of know-how.
hmm Yeah, because if somebody who doesn't know anything gets in there, they're gonna get the arm bar. They're gonna get what
Exactly.
you gave them. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. What'd you start out? Did you start kickboxing first, or?
No, actually, I started MMA first, just right out of the gate. I wanted to see if it was for me. Growing up, kind of a guy who just always had to defend himself, in certain situations. I figured MMA would be the way to go, and it was right before it kind of blew up as a sport and all these sanctions and everything. So it was kind of a just a feel out process, man. Kickboxing didn't happen until way later. The gym I was with for a very long time made the transition to kickboxing and tried to bring it back to the Midwest. And that's kind of when I got into that. I found out pretty quickly that as much as I love the striking game, I am known that if I do get in trouble, because I'm not saying I'm the best fighter out there or that someone can't catch me on my best day, but I find out pretty quickly that I have the option to go to the ground, and I like that. So MMA has always
Mhm.
been it for me.
You trust yourself as a striker as well, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I trust my hands. I trust my kicks. I grew up doing taekwondo, so it's kind of my bread and butter. You're gonna see a heavyweight like me kicking dudes 6'5" in the head. That's just kind of something I do.
What are you weighing in at?
I should be around 260.
Okay, and you have to cut much, or are you sitting at that weight?
No, I sit around this weight. I've always been that guy who, other than early on in my career, who I like to fight at the weight I walk around at.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
don't want to have to dehydrate yourself or nothing
yeah, and
like
I
that.
did that for a long time early on. Fighting at 155, I was walking around at 185. It's not that I wasn't at my best. I was very capable. 155 pounds wasn't really a test of what I could do. And as big as I was for 155, didn't make a whole lot of sense to stay there. And then obviously, having kids and all that, you get that dad bod going on and you kind of get heavier. And so fighting at heavyweight has always been more about a test for myself rather than just being a big guy. I like to fight somebody with heavy hands and know that I can come out on top.
That's awesome. So you just like to challenge yourself.
Oh, constantly. I mean, one of the better fighters, here in the Midwest, everybody was scared of him, and he was a good friend of mine, training partner, and fought him. I got my only knockout loss was to him. So, I'm always striving to fight the best of the best if I can.
How was it when you got knocked out for the first time?
Dude, you know what? Everybody's always like, I don't remember, but I was like coherent, but my body just shut down. I mean,
Damn.
it was like my body's like, listen, we're gonna rest for these, 5, 6, 7 seconds, and then I was fine, or so I thought, and the rest all something different. So
Damn, that's weird. It's almost as if your brain and body stopped communicating with
yeah,
each
I
other.
mean, it was a temple shot, so it wasn't like it was on my jaw or anything, but that temple, I don't know what the science is behind it, but it'll just shut you down like a liver shot will.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh shit! How long do you plan on doing this for?
I'll be honest with you, I was retired for the last 4 years.
You just got back into it?
Well, I've never really ruled it out. I was trying to further other things in my life and, just kind of stepped away and thought I had done everything that I sought to accomplish, fought all the people that were around at the time and some of the best, some of the worst, just kind of where it happens. But, Darius hit me up and I fought for him, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I guess. And the offer was just too good. I mean, to come back, I'm in a good place right now to be able to, satisfy the itch.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, dude. And you think you're gonna do more after this?
Well, another offer came across my desk, if you will, that I have a kickboxing fight February 22nd. So,
Damn,
yep. I mean,
you're gonna do it right after this one.
yeah, I'm not too good at saying no, and that's probably why I fought. That's why the commission shut me down for a while. They're like, well, listen, you're fighting, 2 times a weekend, fucking every weekend for 2 months in a row. You got to take a break. I've never taken damage or bled or bruised or any of that, so I've been very fortunate in that aspect. But for this game, I am getting older, and so we'll see how I fare this time around.
You think it's because you're fast, or you just are good at striking and taking people down? How come you never got like badly injured from it?
That's a good question. I mean, I have been hit by some of the hardest hitters I have ever met, and to be, having not taken damage in those fights, I'd say just dumb luck. I mean, my body responds to injury a little differently. I've broken a lot of bones and all that, but when it comes to fighting, I don't think that, you're going to make me bleed or bruise very easy. You're going to have to do, throw everything but the kitchen sink at me, basically, because you're not going to stop me.
Maybe it's because you've been doing it for so long. Maybe your body's just used to it. Were you getting kicked in Taekwondo and stuff too?
Yeah, yep. And I've taken some pretty nasty kicks in kickboxing as well. There was I had one liver shot. I distinctly remember. I was fighting at 190 pounds, and I had never been kicked in the liver before, but it shut my entire body down. I mean, I physically after the fight, I was fine. There was no, repercussions to that shot, but in the moment, you feel it.
Just all pain.
It's never been a big worry of mine that someone's going to cut me open or, black my eye or anything like that. In sparring, I have I'm one of those guys who I block with my head a lot. maybe my body's just conditioned to take the punishment, but I've been known to block a lot with my head.
Damn, bro. Who's your opponent? Who are you fighting?
Bobby Bukhart.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
I just interviewed him the other day.
Oh, nice.
You think you got a good shot against him?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know him. Apparently we've ran into each other in the past or whatever, but never fought or something. I don't know exactly. I don't know anything about him, and I really don't care to. It never been one of my. I'm not one of those people who do extensive research. I just go in there and fight my fight. If
You
it
don't
if
watch
it
tape,
goes my
nothing?
way, it goes my way. If it don't, he's the better man that day.
Hell yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Well,
You're not.
you have all these street fighters and everything like that. It's the mentality that I bring to the sport is that it doesn't matter who you are. I'm gonna fight you. I don't fear a single man on this planet. If I lose, I'm better for it. I learned something. If I win, I know I was better that day.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. You don't have no ego about it either. You're not
Now,
thinking you're hot
I'm
shit. Or,
yeah. I mean, I've fought some of the best there is to offer in the Midwest, and look, at the end of the day, you get in there, you give it your all. How disappointed can you really be if you win or lose?
yeah, that's true. You can't really say much. You fucking gave it your all.
Yep. Yep. And there you always have those moments after you do take a loss where you're like, man, I could have done this different, or, I should have taken opportunity here when it was there, strikes that you could have taken in a moment where your opponent was resting and all that. But what it boils down to is if you made the best of the situation and still lost, it is what it is.
Yeah, and plus in a career like yours, you've been in here for so long. Those moments are probably beneficial to you because you learn from them and then you utilize that in the next fight.
Oh yeah, and every fighter is different. There's never been a single fighter I fought that was the same as the last. Obviously you got a lot of ego in the game and everybody thinks they're the best UFC, next UFC contract or whatever, but the reality is in this sport, you're one in a million. You're never going to be that guy that fought guys like me who've been doing this so long that your career just started in comparison and think that, you're walking through everybody. I'm just another stepping stone to the next guy anyway.
Hell yeah. There's a lot of guys that I've interviewed and they're just starting. They haven't even had one fight yet and they think that they're gonna fucking take that shit home.
Look,
They're
in
pretty
12
confident in
years,
themselves.
I have fought I mean, I'm not kidding. I fought some of the best, and I fought guys who have just started out. Some of those guys, they have it, and it's not even
Mhm.
about their technique or their speed or their size. It's about heart. In this game, heart means more than any training you can do. If you can take a punch and take a beating and come back from the brink of the end and win, that means more than any finish.
This has been an awesome interview. I think that's a good way to end
Hey, I'm
it.
with it, man.
All right, bro. It was good talking to you.
Yeah, you too. We'll see you soon.